Hey guys, how are you? Another night live here on this channel. Every night I go live on this YouTube channel. You can come in, you can join the live feed, and you can leave a comment. I read it on the air. We can have a conversation. We talk about life. The videos usually lead to different places throughout the course of the dialogue, but it's a good outlet. It has become a good outlet for me to express myself, to use my gift, um, a side hustle, all those things. And I'm thankful for it. And it plays to my strength, low commitment, good reward. And it keeps me, a little bit happy, it keeps me less sad, keeps me from crying myself to sleep. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight, crying yourself to sleep. There's been many nights where I've cried myself to sleep. Today I cried. Throughout the course of the week, I cry usually. Is that a bad thing? No. Do you need therapy for that? No. There was a famous college basketball coach. He had got cancer. I forgot his name. Coach V, I think they called him. Vitelli or something like that. He was a famous college basketball coach, and he got real sick with cancer. And he left. He gave this final speech that was real dramatic and real inspiring. And what he had said was, if I'm paraphrasing, what he had said was, if you spend part of your day laughing, part of your day crying, part of your day thinking, if you spend parts of your day doing those different things, you live a full day. And if you do that 7 days a week, you live a full life. And I think that's true. I mean, it hurts to cry. You certainly don't want to get stuck in a sad mind. You don't want to get stuck in a dark place. Many people, it's hard to pull yourself out of that. But you have to acknowledge the sadness of life without being sad. You know what I mean? Like, I'm still a happy person. I'm still a positive person. I still do a lot of things during the course of the day that are very productive and very inspiring. But there's always a lingering sadness in this world, and I think it'd be disingenuous for anyone to say there isn't. And again, most people who do try to dodge it usually are self-medicating type people, and But life is not all dark. So I certainly we're gonna read all the live comments. So keep leaving your comments. I'm gonna read them in a second. I do not want to give you videos that life is all dark. I think there's a huge part of life that's dark, but there is good things in life too. There's a balance of thought. Um, a lot of times I tend to address the more dramatic or darker things because this is an hour live feed usually. Sometimes it goes a little bit longer. So I think about what is the most pressing thing on my spirit that I struggle with. And usually, it's not walking on the beach. Even though we talk about that during a live feed, usually during the course of the day, the hardest parts are getting through the bad parts of the day, the parts where you cry. You may only cry. What I cried today, I think I cried for less than a minute. I was driving and I was just thinking about different things. Of course, it's an emotional time with the holidays, but you think about the past, you think about what's left in your life in the future, and it's just so easy to go there, and that's okay to go there. I think it's healthy to go to a place where you're so, the body is so unique that's how you're different than a tree. A tree is alive, but a human has a soul. So the body gets so emotional. The mind the mind is thinking about something that's so emotional that it actually causes an effect on the body, and your glands and start to salivate, and your eyes start to water, and that's crying. I mean, your mind is that powerful that it has an effect on your body. And there's a scripture that says, weeping may endure a night, but joy comes in the morning. I think that's true too. I think there's been plenty of nights where it seemed real dark, literally, but it seemed real bad as far as like the outlook of life. But then, you make it to the next morning and there's a new hope. With a new sunrise, there's a new hope. Definitely with a new sunrise in Florida, there's a new hope. Getting ready to get rid of this cold front we've had, and we're going to get back to the 80s next week. So, I was looking at some pictures from some friends back up northeast, And the cloudy skies, the gray, dark, cloudy skies, man, I think they're bad for your mental health. I mean, for me, um, can't do it. I mean, I want to go see my mom, but I don't know. But either way, what I want to share with you is part of being human is struggling with emotion. And there's nothing wrong with that. Uh, you have to have your emotions in somewhat check, but you're not going to be a robot. Uh, you're going to experience these different things in life. And I do think as you get older in life, you're going to have more sadness. I quote that scripture that joy comes in the morning, weeping may endure a night, but joy comes in the morning. I remember leaving that comment one time on my one of my social media accounts, and a person I knew I grew up with, they were saying, "Well, Sam, I hope that's true because I'm going through a tough time." Then later on, when I found out was that person, their husband was in the hospital and their husband had passed away. And she was hoping that joy would come in the morning, but I think they kind of knew. It sounded like they kind of knew the husband was terminal. We're all terminal. What does that mean? We're all terminally ill. We're all going to die. We're all in this world. None of us are leaving alive, as my guy AJ would say down in Miami. You're not leaving this world alive. Some are going to leave before others. And certainly, if it's a tragic thing, when you have children that are left behind, that's tragic. But life is tragedy plus love. Rihanna had a song called Love and Tragedy. Listen to that. That'll make you cry. I want you to YouTube Google Rihanna Love and Tragedy. Great song. Um, and that's what life is. It could be a blessing sometimes, and it could be a complete tragedy. And sometimes the morning won't make it better. But I always go back to what's the answer of life? What's the answer of life? Really the only thing I've come up with that really makes sense without trying to be disingenuous is you make the most of each day. You do the best you can. You put one foot in front of the other, and you got to let go. You got to let go. Um, and that's what I found myself. When I was crying today, and when I cried times. I mean, you're thinking about something that is painful to think about, and you don't want to let go of it but you have to let go. You have to. And but it is good. I mean, it's good to have that emotion. Um, well, I don't even know. I mean, I say that may be disingenuous too. I mean, you don't want to be a cold-hearted person. That's true. You don't want to be crying all the time. But you understand what I'm saying. I mean, it's just part of life. It's just part of life. And that's some of the core things I wanted to share. Now we're going to get in. We'll read each and every live comment. And I guess I'd ask that question: have you ever cried yourself to sleep? And during the course of a 7-day week, how many days do you cry? And leave a comment now in live feed, and leave a comment even if you watched a replay. Very curious. Colleen, hey, hope all is good, Sam. Yeah, overall things are good. I was a little bit indecisive today, trying to figure out what I want to do with these next couple of days off. Definitely, when I woke up, I did self-care. Like I say, it takes three hours in the morning to self-care. As far as definitely on a Saturday, to shower, to shave. I shaved the top of my head a little bit, just trim up the beard, brush my teeth, floss, go to the gym, have breakfast, shower, walk the beach. That's 3-4 hours right there. And then I was thinking, do I want to go back up north? And I'm just not there. I don't think I do. I mean, I speak to my mom every day, but I just don't. And then the other bad thing that happened today was I was eating Skinny Pop, and I chipped the back of my tooth, the very back of one of my teeth in the back of my mouth. I chipped it with a kernel from the Skinny popcorn. Complete tragedy. Thank God that it's not too bad. I mean, it's a little sensitive when I drink something hot or cold. So I don't know if I'm going to have to get that replaced or if I'm going to try to live without that. We'll see. We'll see. Queen, hello. I'm fine. How are you? Good, Queen. Emoji to you. So give me an emoji. Give me some type of an emoji, Queen. Apathy. Hey, Sam. Always good to see and hear you. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, it's at the point now. I mean, I do look forward to these live feeds at night. Um, different people, invite me to different things. Do I feel like going? Not really. I don't. I'd rather just do this. This is my company. Van Manic. Hello. Hey, oh, that's Brizzy. Hey, Brizzy, what's up, man? Tallahassee in the house. Good to see you, brother. Are you full time in the van? Love and respect to Tallahassee, man. North Florida is cold, man. It's cold, but thank God it's gonna heat back up next week. Patricia, she's back from California. Hey, Patricia, good to see you. Hey, Sam, are you okay? Yeah, everything's okay. I'm just human. And during the course of the week, course of days, you cry. That's part of life. Remember Funkmaster Flex getting so pissed about the Tupac thing? He was crying on IG. So, look, life is about crying. Uh, Again, like, have I ever cried myself to sleep? Certainly. But I've learned over time through maturity, it's just, you have to let go, and you just, life is a little bit of sadness. Um, how are you doing? How's everything with you? Brazilian. Hey, Sam. Hey, Brazilian. Apathy. Hey, all. Zakia. Alaska's in the house. I hope you're having a good Saturday, Sam. I am. How's that alcoholic how's the alcoholic stove going? Good to see you. Bob Wells, solder on that alcoholic stove. Sorry. Brazilian. Are you sad because your title says crying yourself to sleep? I'm not necessarily sad right now. I just, during the course of my day, when I go through something, I write it down on my phone, or something hits me, when it's ready to go live, and I think about what I want to talk about. The conversation ends up going anywhere, but I want to have something structured. You have to structure your creativity. You have to have some direction. You can't just all right, ask me questions, tell me what you want to talk about. I mean, there's a time and place for that. But, you have to lead the conversation. If you're going to have a channel, if you're going to use your art, you have to use your art and you have to direct the conversation. And you have to direct it around what you're thinking about, what you're feeling, what you feel has benefit, and how you want to articulate it. And it has to be something, that you can capture within a small, brief summary of thoughts. You don't want to go into this endless rant about nothing. Time and place for that, but on average, what I've learned with anything in life, you have to structure your thoughts, you have to make it short, sweet as possible, and you just gotta go for it. That's what it is. Brazilian. Oh, I read it. Robert. Oh yeah, that was the name of the person. I want you to look that up. Thank you, Robert. Good job, brother. Coach Jimmy Valvano. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, he gave a great speech. I forgot he got some award, and I think that's when he said it. Google Jimmy Valvano quotes. Good job, Robert. Crimson Tider. I like that name. Hey, Sam. Love and respect. Well, love and respect back to you. Great tag name, brother. Chad. Saturday Night Live. Yeah, this is the real Saturday Night Live, man. Saturday Night Live went downhill. I'm sure they're going to have some type of stuff tonight on Saturday Night Live. Because as I make this live feed, there's a government shutdown. I think there still is. I was at a state park yesterday. I said, is this going to affect, the park? And they said, no, it doesn't affect state parks, only national parks, I guess, or only some of them. I remember when I was in New Jersey and Chris Christie was a Republican governor, and there was a shutdown there, and then he had that famous picture where they caught him on the public beach in front of the governor's mansion. It's a little bit of a political game. Both sides are playing it. It always takes two to tango, but it's all part of the game. Pat, are you still in your car you were in last year? Yes, I'm still in the same car. I'm in a Jeep Renegade. Been in this car for about 2 years. As far as living in it, I've owned it for 3. Once in a while, the only reason I think about changing my car is for my mom. But I know that's an idea, not a reality. The idea is better than the reality, because the reality is I can't get an RV and go pick up my mom and she's entangled a little bit with my sister. She's entangled a little bit with doctors up north. So the reality is I would end up buying an RV and probably not be using it much as far as what it's really meant for. I mean, I like the mobility, the flexibility, the freedom of just simple living. And, this is pretty much all I need. The only times I really do too think about any type of settling down is just because there's certain parts of Florida I like to spend most of my time. Like today I was traveling up and down the East Coast, and there's certain parts of the East Coast that they don't inspire me really. They don't. And so now I've kind of honed in on where I like the most in Florida, because again, Florida's such a big state. So maybe one day comes where I do just bite the bullet and buy the land. It's just hard for me to. It's hard for me to commit to anything ever again in this world. It really is. Um, because I just don't like entanglement. Just don't like it. And I don't know, but yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm still there. Nikki, hey Sam, are you okay? Heart emoji, nice heart emoji. Yeah, I'm okay. I just felt like self-expressing that. And uh, what was the worst time I've ever cried myself to sleep? Well, one of the most out of control times was in my youth, because as I've matured, I've learned to cry, let it go, and just move on, not stay there. But when you're young and you're immature and you're still trying to figure out life, I got caught up in a wave of emotion. I remember I would think being in my mid 20s, I had broke up with a girlfriend, and I was real emotional. I was real emotional because I was like, man, this is all useless. I was like, it was the first time like I felt like it was just like these relationships just keep ending nowhere, and it's exhausting emotionally. And I remember crying on my bed, saying, "God, why me? Why me?" Um, I would say that was definitely one night I cried myself to sleep. I would say many times I've cried my night to sleep. It was because of a relationship. There's been a few times. Sometimes just because overwhelmed with life, just had enough of life. Um, I was just reading on my Google News feed on my phone. There was somebody in West Palm Beach today or last night that killed their wife and then turned their gun on themselves. People, obviously that's extreme and that's not right. But what I'm trying to tell you is people get to a point in their mind where life is taxing, and the mind manifests that through actions. Now I'm speaking about the action of crying, of, physically your body exudes liquid because there's so much stress on your emotions that it's overwhelming. And life is overwhelming uh, for a variety of reasons. I mean, we can go down a million different reasons, and it's all those reasons that just add up. And of course, like I always share, that the holidays or when you have time off, that can make it seem more than what it is. And that's why it is tough for many people at this time of year, because maybe they went through a divorce, and maybe this is the first year they're not going to see their family, or even if they didn't see their family last year, if this is the first year they're actually divorced, it's a reality that stings a little bit. Maybe their husband passed away, and this is a year that they have to deal with that, because now they still have the stocking with their husband's name on it. Does that hurt? Yeah, that hurts. Maybe this is the first holiday break, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, where your pet has passed away. Maybe you just went through a breakup, and you're thinking about spending time with so this is a time of year. Your parent passed away, and you're never going to get that back. This is a time of year that brings up a lot of emotions. I mean, every day brings up a lot of emotions, but most times people are so busy in the rat race of life that they don't have time to process the emotions. So they're just going, going, going. And I do think America's overworked. That's why I think, people don't deal with their emotions because they just bury themselves in productivity, and we measure the health of society by GDP, gross domestic product. But people's emotional and mental health is a wreck in this country. It really is. I mean, again, this country is a blessing. I want to be clear about that. America's a blessing. But it's a dynamic that I think we have to find a level of balance. I think consumerism, somebody left a comment on that on my one of my videos today. Consumerism is 70% of the economy, and it's taken over the holidays. And not for the fact that you shouldn't buy stuff. I'm not one of those people, but it's just for the fact that consumerism and that whole mindset is just it's created a rat race. That's where I look at it. I think if you have kids and if you want to celebrate and you want to spend your money, I think that's a great thing. But I just think that whole culture of 70% of the economy is based on consumerism. When it's that much, that creates a rat race. And then you're stuffing all your emotions into 1 week of a frenzy, not even to a week, into these next 4 days. And Christmas just happens to fall on a Tuesday, so we just happen to have all 4 days. But so people are overworked, so they're stuffing all their emotions that they have throughout the entire year into these 3, 4 days. They're traveling probably 1 or 2 of the days out of the break, and then they probably have to travel back. And certainly there's some. I'm sure there's some exciting points in that, but it's very draining, very draining. And I guarantee you, there will be many people throughout the country and probably throughout the world during this holiday break that will cry themselves to sleep. That's true, Queen. I've cried myself to sleep many nights, many years, many times. Queen, that's why I love you, because you are honest, you are sincere, and you're a blessing. I love you, Queen. Good job. Jacob, hey, Sam. How are you doing tonight? Happy holidays or Merry Christmas, whatever. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I believe in Jesus, so I guess I would celebrate Christmas, but I really don't celebrate Christmas because at this point in my life, I think it's great for young children because for me, every day is like Christmas, as far as like, I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, as far as like that faith part of it, as far as like, giving gifts, I'm not at that point in my life anymore. I'm past that. I did that one time, but I was caught behind a register today with one person and at Walmart, and she was buying like 5 different gift cards. I did a live feed last year about that. Gift cards are the worst gift you can give. Why? Because most of the money will be there's like billions of dollars a year that people leave on their gift card. Like if they have a $50 gift card, they leave $5 on it. And the other part about that, even if you don't leave money on the card, you overspend. So say you get a $50 gift card from Walmart, that's a blessing. But you're going to go to Walmart and you're going to spend more than $50. You're not going to spend exactly. So again, any gift is a blessing. There's an irony is what I'm trying to point out of the culture, but good intention culture, to give gifts and to, celebrate and to take a break and to think about life. That's good. But it's just, there's an irony. As you get older, you see the irony more because, you're older. But again, it's for young children and it should be celebrated for young children. I would never want to be a Scrooge. I never want to be a Grinch. You don't want to steal the magic from children, and even from adults. But this is, my thoughts. Jacob, all right, Queen, I've cried over relationships. I think that's probably number one. I've cried from being physically hurt. That's definitely true. And emotionally hurt. Totally agree with that. Queen, thumbs up emoji to you. Good job. Queen, happy holidays. You too, Queen. Murdad, heart emoji. Good job. Gang of Youth, hey, man, what's up? My brother, love from Queens. Well, I got love for Queens, man. There's a couple of beautiful women I knew from Queens. NYU, you are so real. Thank you for doing this. Well, I appreciate that, Gang of Youth. I appreciate the love. Shout out to you and Gilbert, 2 viewers that are from Queens. Got people from all over the world. There's somebody in here last night from Tunisia. That's a blessing to me. I'm thankful for that. I look forward to this every day. I really do. And so I appreciate the love, man. Patricia, the same car you were in last year. Yes, I am. I am trying to type, and listen, that's all right. Yes, I'm in the same Jeep Renegade. Antonio, good evening. Antonio, what's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Jacob, the only time I remember crying was a week or 2 after my dad died. Well, that's understandable. While I was burning his useless medical stuff. And that was the year of 2016. That's the other thing that's amazing, how time flies. It's getting ready to be, there's only one more week left in 2018. So it's getting ready to be 2019 in America, in the United States of America. I know different parts of the world have different calendars. But either way, another year is passing. And I was looking at, there was a friend of mine, he's got a family, and the family had posted some pictures of their kids. And his son was like almost like an adult. I was like, damn. It was amazing for me to see, how old his son had got, because I remember hanging out with him when we were both young ourselves. And that's how life is. Life is, in one sense, life is very drawn out. It can be very long. It can feel very long. In the other sense, it's like a blink, and like time is just like, it's hard to put in perspective how fast time flies. Patricia, sometimes it doesn't work. Chad, I'm emotionally constipated because I don't give a shit, and so I don't cry. I can't. Well, I can understand that. I could, and I'm not mad at that. You got to do what what's best for you. I mean, I can understand what you're saying. I think that's a good comment. I think it's a good perspective. Everyone handles life differently. Everyone processes information differently. Um, I remember talking about that at work one time. There was like a couple of people that they looked at the same problem a different way. And I remember having a conversation with the manager. I said, well, different people process the same information differently. That's just what we're all different. And certainly, it's not just with knowledge, it's with emotions. Two people can have the same emotions, but, just process them differently. Some people process them through harassment, through negative comments, through trying to emotionally bait you. Like I get trolls in here, and they try to do that at times. Maybe they're emotionally immature because they weren't hugged enough as a child, or maybe they want attention because they've never gotten attention. There's different ways that different people process life. You know, um, is there a right or wrong? Well, I think the wrong is if you're in pain, I don't think you should try to inflict pain upon other people. If you want to self-express your pain, if you want to, all that, but to tear down someone else to try to relieve your pain, I think that's bad character. How do you measure a person? I think a content or a character. That's the only thing that matters. We're all imperfect. We all need grace. All of us are going to lay each other down. But there's a difference between being let down by someone because they're human and you making a conscious effort to come into a chat room and say disrespectful, hurtful things. That shows that this is low character people. And they're going to be like that, not just when they're a young child, but when they're older. It's like, there's plenty of people I knew when they were young, they were asshole then, and they're an asshole now. There's certain people that are wired a certain way. Um, what should you do to stay away from them? You don't need them in your life. There's plenty of people out there, and most are better than most are decent people. There's plenty of good people out there. You don't need to waste your energy on people who are just negative. It's just a self-inflicted wound, and then you'll really end up crying. Clap out loud, 66. A good cry can do wonders. I totally agree. I think it can cleanse the soul. When you sweat, they say, and I like to sweat. When you sweat, they say it's like your body getting rid of toxins, purifying itself, and it's true. And when you cry, I almost think the same thing. I mean, it's like a rain; it washes out, it washes things out. But you have to learn to let go, because if you don't let go of those tears, if they keep flowing too long, that's not good either. He says, a good cry can do wonders. Then it is move forward to new things. See, clap out loud. You're very smart. Smile, Sam. I will. Thanks. Things will only get better. Sometimes that's true. Sometimes that's not. Thank you. But that's a great comment. Use the holidays to do something nice for yourself. Well, thank you, brother. That's an excellent comment. Thumbs up to you, brother. There's a lot of wisdom in that comment. Will things get better? I don't think they always do. I don't. I would be lying to you. I think we should have hope that they do. I don't know. This is how I feel. Apathy. Do you cry more? Do you cry more in Jersey? And is there one particular thing that makes you cry? Just curious. Did I cry more in Jersey than here? I mean, I lived more of my life in Jersey, so I guess if you technically, if you counted up the times, probably, yeah. But I definitely feel better in Florida as far as my mental health, my emotional health, as far as the atmosphere, the culture, the weather. Definitely huge difference, and that's why I moved to Florida, and that's why I won't go back to Jersey. Um, but there's still, what do I cry about the most? Lost time. Things will never be the same. My dog who passed away. Just missing out on moments in my life as far as you can't get them back. And not crying over a lost money or different things like that, but thinking about those things and then thinking about other things and just thinking about life. And then life is just life can be frustrating. And, but then you realize you're being over analytical. And then then you have to catch myself and say, Sam, you're just over analyzing things. And it's good to be a deep thinker, but then also then you just gotta let go, and you gotta let like the bird chirp. Like I remember, like there used to be movies like where there was like a person that wasn't really intellectual in the room, and like they used to like look at that person, and then like they'd play music, or they play like in the background they play what's in that person's head. And for people who don't think a lot, like what's in their head, it was like it used to be like a bird or like a whistling sound. There's nothing in there. And sometimes like you have to like, instead of like you thinking about all the deep parts of life, you gotta just let that bird chirp, because that's kind of all life is. It's just like being in that moment. It's amazing. Nikki, I hear you, Sam. It's important to feel things in the moment. It's how we process and learn. Nikki, very smart comment. Good job. Vanomatic, true. Live for today. Live now. Like Nas says, I agree with that. Apathy. Any thoughts about the government shutdown? Not really. Well, some. Some. I don't want to be disingenuous. Well, one is I thought Mexico was going to pay for the wall. Trump made his speeches that, well, and to be fair too, look, government shutdowns happened under Barack Obama. They happened under Trump. So there's no one side that can claim purity. Number one. Number two, Trump said Mexico was going to pay for the wall. And then when the Mexican president said he wasn't, he said the wall just got 10 feet higher. And now U.S. taxpayers are going to pay for the wall. Is there something wrong with that? No, I mean, I have no problem playing with border security, but it's not comprehensive immigration reform. It's just a wall. It's propaganda. It's to feed the red meat to the people. You need immigration reform. Put up a wall, then put up an Ellis Island on the water so that you have process of people to migrate here legally. Trump married immigrants. Trump is a rich, powerful man. He married immigrants. And they were able to get their papers easier because he's a rich, powerful man. Not everybody who migrates to America is rich and powerful, is going to date someone that's rich and powerful. And if you don't make that process better, building a wall is not the answer. You have to have comprehensive reform, just like you have to have comprehensive healthcare reform. He didn't do that. All he did was tear down Obamacare. And he had the majority of Congress, Republican House, and Senate his first 2 years. All he did was pass corporate tax reform. Trump is what he is. He's the wealthiest president ever. All he cares about is winning. He's egotistical. And his policy shows that it does not align with the majority of citizens. The only thing it aligns with is his rhetoric. He's very good in knowing how to appeal to the emotions of people and speak bluntly. But I don't care about that. Like, I knew Hillary Clinton was a pander. I knew she was like corrupt, but her policies were more in line. Universal health care. I agree with that. Number one cause of bankruptcy in America is health care. I chipped my tooth today. God forbid you're walking on the beach and you break your leg. Do you care about a wall on Mexico's border? No, you care about, if you have to go to the doctors, you can lose everything. And, but again, it's happened under both presidents. Eventually, look, in what is it, January 1st, the bottom line is, long term, Trump is going to fall. Because what happens with a bully is eventually, and this isn't it, but there's going to come a time, this time may not be it, it's the start of it, is that with a bully like Trump, once someone punches him in the mouth or calls his bluff, then he's going to be fucked. Like, once someone from overseas calls on his bluff and, he talks tough, he sends a couple missiles, then he's got a decision to make. Like, are you going to go to war? If not, what are you going to do? All of his policies, eventually, when people call him to task, he's either got to shit or get off the pot. But for me, all politicians are politicians. But if we're going to spend $5 billion for a wall, why can't we go into more? Just like we went into a $1 trillion deficit, we added to our deficit for corporate tax reform. Why can't we add to our deficit for universal basic income and for universal health care? We added to our deficit to give corporations more money. We're going to add to our deficit to build a wall. Fine, fine. I'm not against it. Let's add to our deficit to give money to the people through universal basic income, through universal health care. We are already in deficit. Capitalism does not work. Every 30, 40 years, it has to get bailed out by government. The government prints money. And that's how society's structured. So where the money comes from, look, Trump said it was going to come from Mexico. It's going to come from the taxpayers. I don't even care. But what I do care about is give the people health care coverage, give them a universal basic income. We're already in debt. Doesn't matter. We go into debt for everything else. So that's how I feel. Zakia, the darkness isn't good for mental health. You're right. I'm so glad we have the winter solace yesterday. Yes. Yesterday was winter solace, meaning it was the shortest and darkest day of the year. The good news about that is every other day will be lighter. So now Alaska is a disaster, in my opinion, as far as like there's parts of Alaska, I don't think where Zakia is, where it's dark like the majority of the day, like, I don't know, 16 hours a day. I would go crazy. There was a movie with Al Pacino when he went to Alaska and he was investigating a murder, and that's what happened. He couldn't sleep, and his mind started to give in on him because, like, there's part of the year that's very dark, and then there's part of the year that's majority sunlight, and there's lack of balance. Alaska is a very extreme state, okay? Now, so is Florida, to be fair. It's extremely hot at times, but I like extremely hot. But Alaska is either like all sun or all darkness, and there's never any beach. But there's good salmon fishing, but I can't do it. Now we have to start to gain daylight. Yep. There's only around 4 hours of good daylight now. Alaska is a disaster, but I love Alaska, and I would never go, though. Joyride. I've become so detached from this world. Well, I agree with that. I am incapable of crying. Well, that's really detached. I understand what you're saying. The only thing that would possibly make me cry is the loss of my dog. Well, I ain't gonna laugh at that because I know what that is. So, I hear you though, brother. I hear you. I mean, I could try to like tell you some positive stuff, and you know I believe in positivity, but you know I think you get life, and I think you'll be okay. But I understand what you're saying. Joseph, hey Sam, happy palm trees, yes, and blue sky holidays, thank you. Yeah, it's dark clouds, rain here in PA. Oh, makes you cry. Yeah, definitely makes you cry. Life isn't all darkness. So again, I want to balance this conversation with don't get too depressed, right? I mean, life, there's moments of joy. I find myself on the beach with sunlight, listening to music. I get real inspired. You know, again, it's just part of life is crying, but part of life is also smiling, laughing, which we do on this channel. But you know, I do go back to, I don't know, this is my opinion. I believe in mostly living a detached life, though. That's my opinion. Reserved. Yesterday was the shortest day of the year. Darkness is depressing. Totally agree with that. We need all caps to light. Yeah, I agree with that. You know, and then there's a scripture that you are the light, and that, you know, the light is not put under a lamp or not put under a bed. It's put on a lamp stand to spread light to the entire room. So basically meaning use your gift. Your gift is a light onto others, which inspires others. And I believe that. I do. Patricia, what's the difference in your life today than a few months ago? I have noticed you looking at RV vans. Did you buy one? No. Well, when I bought a home base, I almost bought one. So what's different today than 3 months ago is 3 months ago, I was on the verge of buying a home base. Very close. I couldn't commit. Was it right or wrong? I have moments where I think I should have bought it, and moments when I say I'm glad I didn't. But that whole season, that was when I was thinking about if I was going to buy an RV lot, I was going to buy an RV to put on it, not to drive. But, you know, we'll see. I mean, if I do buy one, I think maybe I'll go on the beach or, I don't know. But that's kind of what's different. Vandomatic, self-care is the key. Self-care is key. Self-care makes life better. Self-care has helped me with self-care. Showering, start right there. Showering, I'm not going to say every day. I don't shower every day. But taking care of yourself as far as hygiene, that's self-care. Laundry, self-care. Going for a walk, self-care. Eating healthy, self-care. But even when you do all that, life is still, there's a level of agony. But it's better with self-care than without self-care. I see people without self-care and their life is very, very painful. So I definitely agree with that. Submarine Vet 81. What's poppin', little homie? Much love from Boston. Like always, wicked piss out. I appreciate that. I don't know what the piss means. I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate the love. Respect to you in Boston. Thank you, man. Joseph. Sam, do you ever drive down to Key West? No, I don't. I've seen many videos of people driving down there. I really don't like to go further south. Once I get to around like, once you get below Boca Raton, it's very congested in Florida. Okay. And then once you get below Fort Lauderdale, Miami is very congested. It's not a tropical paradise. It's good for jobs. And then Key West is a small little strip of island. Now, I haven't been there, but to me, that's not what I'm about. It's just I don't have a desire. Just like I don't have a desire to go west. I don't have a desire to go to Key West. Maybe one time I will. And maybe that's a good suggestion. Maybe I will. But I just don't have a desire to. Patricia, have them pull it. Well, I still have the front half of the tooth, and I still have a filling in the middle. It's only the back end. So I don't know if skin grows over like a little part of a root that's showing. I hope it does, because there's no pain. Like if I drink something hot or cold, a little sensitivity, but I don't know if like the skin will grow over that. Hopefully it does. I won't have to get anything done. I really don't feel like going to the dentist. Patricia, it's cheaper than a new one. Yeah. Now I do have health insurance from my job. I don't know what the deductible would be for that. But I'd have to take a look. Right now, everything's closed. All the dentists are closed because it's a holiday weekend. They ain't gonna be open until Wednesday. Thank God I'm not in pain. Even if you go to the emergency room, most emergency rooms, they don't do anything as far as dental unless it's like a severe thing. So that's where you're a little bit screwed if you really need to. Gilbert, Queen's House, Sammy, you have been on a lonesome theme recently. Is everything okay? Yeah, everything's okay. I don't know. It's just the zone I'm in, and but I'm not really like sad as far as my life. But there's moments of sadness, and that's what I feel like talking about. I think I think it's good for me to express it. I think a lot of people are emotionally and mentally hurting. So that's what I want to talk about. I mean, I just have to go off what I feel. But there'll be videos about other stuff too, like there always is. And like these chats, they go anywhere. But thank you for asking. Myself to sleep is usually due, anytime he cries himself to sleep is usually due to the time of year. Hope is everything okay. Yeah, I mean, like I say, this is an emotional time. Thank you, Gilbert. Where people are overwhelmed with thoughts of previous years of their life, what's to look forward in life, and all the stress of, you just feel like you're supposed to be extra happy. Or you feel like life is supposed to make you happy. And, it is what it is. But we got to be thankful. We got to make the most each day. Apathy. I have cried myself to sleep for months after my mother's death. Totally understandable. Heavy. All-consuming pain. Totally understand that. Lots and lots of self-care took me out of it. Well, apathy, great comment. I could totally understand that, brother. Nikki, I have, yes. Talking about crying herself to sleep. But lately, even though much in my life is up in the air, I'm feeling pretty good about it. Well, that's good. I do cry at times, though. Like when I see/hear a sad, happy story. Well, that's understandable. Good job, Nikki. Brazilian. Hey, Sam. Starting my first day of eating healthy tomorrow. Good job. Starting my gym routine. Wish me luck. I will. Take small steps. If you fall, you get back up. And don't go extreme in the beginning. So, contrary to belief, I don't believe you should go extreme in the beginning. I think you should start to build momentum and stop eating out. Go for a walk every hour. And I think as you build progress, after you get like 4 to 6 months into being healthier, then you got to dial it up a notch, because then you're going to hit a wall. Then you're not going to lose any weight. You're going to lose like 40 pounds if you just stop eating out. Now, maybe you're not like me. I was eating out every day. That's why I was obese. So, but that was my experience. But ease your way into it and then put the pedal on the metal. Good job, Shelly. Always a pleasure to watch and hear you saying, well, thank you. Your genuine heart emoji with a magical sparkle. Thank you, Shelly. I appreciate all your comments. Good to see you. Teresa. Hello, everyone. Teresa, what's up? Zakia. The alcohol stove. Yeah, the alcohol stove. It's all right, though. I'm happy for you. We will see it when it arrives. I want you to do a video on it. It is a common type of stove used on boats. I never heard about that. but I've never been on really like boats that much, so I can't really say that. Salem John, you in here? You ever heard of an alcoholic stove? Uh, Forgive me if I say the name wrong. Reginald Davis. How do you charge your phone and other electronics? In Starbucks, and then also like I have USB charger when I'm running my car, and I also have a plug-in jack, inverter plug-in jack in my car when I'm running it. I just charge it when I'm driving. Starbucks and that. Gilbert, remember you're in Florida, yo. That's true. Yo, look, Florida does make me smile. That's why I don't want to go back up north for the holidays. I thought about it, and I still may. I mean, I like to have the freedom to choose at any moment. Tomorrow I can change my mind. But there's something depressing about going north. Even going into North Florida, I get depressed. I say, I gotta get the fuck back down south. I don't know why. That's just part of who I am. As I go more north, even within the state of Florida, it gets colder. More trees are dead. They're not like magically lush. And I said, because the tropical line of Florida, you know, there's subtropical and there's tropical weather. You know, pretty much, if you take, to make it general, if you took a line and you drew it from Orlando to both coasts, below that line is the tropical climate. Above that line is like subtropical. It's not as magical for me. So I like it tropical. Murdat. There was times when I was crying myself to sleep. Some girl dumped me bad. Yep, that's understandable. But that is in the past. Good job. During the last few years, I had become an atheist. Okay. Then suddenly I realized I'm not crying as much as before. All right. Well, whatever works for you, brother. Love and respect, man. That's a good comment. It's interesting. Thank you. Zakia. Life is sad. Well, that's true. I guess that is what makes us appreciate the good times. Zakia, good comment. Which alcoholic stove. It's good to be in touch with your emotions. That's true. That is healthy. Zakia, I love you. Good job. Peace and Sam. Free to be me. Hey, peace emoji. Sam, free to be me. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Apathy. You are the most genuine, transparent voice on YouTube. Well, thank you. I'll take that compliment. Thank you. I used to watch Bob Wells. Yeah, he stole Zakia, alcoholic stove, damn it. But it got very redundant. But he does help a lot of people, so let me be quiet. He talks about the same thing. Well, so do I guess. Maybe not. I don't know. Solar, heaters, etc. No, he does. That guy, yeah, I'm not going to lie. He beats that damn solar to death. I'm not going to. Yeah, you're right on that. I agree with you on that. I love you. Thank you. Reginald Davis. Have you had any car problems yet? Yeah, I had a bunch. I've documented them on my channel. If you go to my channel, there's playlist, and if you look at the playlist, Nomad Simple Living, I've documented the different problems I've had with my car. Not major, but yeah, any car that, I have 107,000 miles, so radiator fan, spark plugs, thermostat sensor, some electronic issues, engine coil part went bad, cracked windshield, changing of tires. So look, there's maintenance in a car. Anything mechanical, there's maintenance. That's why I don't want an RV, more maintenance. That's why I don't want a house, even more maintenance. I had a house for 15 years. But the only thing I like about car living, and that's why I'm very hesitant to buy anything else, is I only have one thing to take care of. There's downside. Like tonight I have no campground, so I got, it's going to be like a little bit wishy, like getting around different places. But what I could tell you is I'm at a point in my life where I just want one thing to take care of. I can't handle it anymore. I could handle it, but I just don't want to deal with it. That's how I feel. Love and respect. Nikki, did you decide then not to buy a lot in a park? Well, that one I decided not to. I made a video about it, I think a couple months ago, that I decided not to. I came close. Eventually, I still think I probably will. Maybe. I have no desire to buy a house. I have no desire to buy a condo. So the only thing I can see myself buying is a cheap little RV lot with a utility hookup. As I get older, I don't want to travel as much. I'm not going to lie about that. As I get older, less time I want to spend on the road. I'm only 38, but I got a chipped tooth, and I'm getting older. You understand what I'm saying? So, and what I've learned is, now there's parts of Florida that I dislike the most, and that's kind of what brings me back. But luckily, there's so many campgrounds in Florida, even within the same area, that you can do it. You don't need to buy a home base, but you just get to a certain point where you're spending so much money that, at some point it may make sense to buy a home base. But the market's still a little bit high. It's a little bit inflated. So that's part of it too. Because if you do buy something, I mean, you want to buy it at a reasonable price. Um, and I know once I buy something, I lose flexibility a little bit. But at the same time, I mean, I say to myself, Sam, well, if the shit really hits the fan and I lose my job or something happens, God forbid, I don't want to live anywhere else. I want to make Florida work. Like, I'm committed to Florida. Like, God forbid if I lost my job and I have to get another job. I mean, I'm looking in Miami. I'm going to look somewhere in Florida. I'm not going to go back up to like, Virginia or Washington or, I mean, the only other place I would even consider that has a lot of technology jobs would be California, only because they have decent weather. But I really don't want to live in California. It's not tropical. Um, so we'll see. Joseph, we all have something in common. Crying over a relationship breakup. I totally agree. I think crying over a relationship is the number one cause of crying yourself to sleep. Like I said, I Googled research. It was the top 3 things that keep people up at night. Number 1 is relationships. Number 2 is money. I forgot number 3. Apathy. Commit to self-care. I've committed. I've lost 200 pounds. I cut out every unhealthy relationship. But life is still a little bit of agony. That's true. Reserved. Is there any appeal to having a much larger SUV to live in? Good question. You ask good questions. Like a Tahoe or a Suburban? There is not for me. If I get a bigger car, it would be a cargo van or a minivan, probably a cargo van. And the benefit would be you put a mattress. I'm comfortable here. It's not that I want a mattress, but there'd be like a separate living quarters. Like if I had a cargo van, I'd put like blinds here. There'd be a separate back. And like, that's my living quarters. This is my like lounge. Like in a Jeep Renegade, everything is one, which I'm not mad at. Because again, I spend most of my time outdoors. But as you get older, I'm probably going to spend more time indoors. So, you want a little bit more room. But a Suburban and Tahoe, not for me. Again, I still see me going to a Toyota Prius next, which is going to be like the same amount of room, square footage. Then maybe a cargo van. But I'm not really like anxious for a new car. My car is 3 years old, and I'm still inspired by it. The only benefit I would see for an RV, like I said, at this point in my life, I can go pick up my mother and take her around a little bit. But again, that's a little bit of short-term happiness, because long-term, she can't be mobile. Long-term, she needs to be in a fixed location, and she's got entanglements that won't allow her to just travel at will. So then I say to myself, then I'm just stuck with an RV that doesn't inspire me, and that's not healthy. So, the bigger car, for most people, I don't think there's a benefit if you're a single person. It's more of a burden, less efficient with gas. You can still park a big SUV anywhere, but I don't need more room. I pretty much at the point where I just want to know I have a place to park in the area of Florida I like to be the most. That's my biggest burden right now. And you do get a little bit tired of changing campgrounds at a certain point. AJ, what's up, man? Watched your old video. You like my old videos. Thank you, brother. Watch your old video again about living below your means. For 5 years now, living way below my means has been a great blessing. Well, thank you, AJ. AJ, you still doing stocks, brother? How's it going? I know the market's been down, but I know when you trade individual stocks, that don't matter. Actually, when the market's down and you trade individual, you could make more. But in the end, it's very hard to make any money doing that. But I hope you're still doing good if that's what you want to do. John, Merry Christmas, Sam. John, Merry Christmas to you. Be safe and keep on keeping on. John, thank you for the positivity and thank you for the love. If you're ever in doubt in who should you keep in your life, you keep in your life people who the love is reciprocal, meaning that you don't have to spend a lot of energy and effort to make someone appreciate you and vice versa. The love is reciprocal. It's equal. It's evenly yoked. And that's what will avoid you crying yourself to sleep. What I found in life is when you will cry yourself to sleep is when you're trying to get someone to appreciate you as much as you appreciate them. And it's a constant emotional struggle and you get burnt out. And then you realize no matter what you do, no matter how nice of an outfit you buy, no matter how good your hair looks, no matter how good your ass looks, no matter how nice your car, you cannot impress that person enough to like you as much as you like them. And it's not evenly yoked and you're never going to make them happy. And you got to get the hell out of there. And you got to have relationships that are evenly Yoked like my man, John Settles. Good job. Thank you, John. Reginald Davis. Why don't you tint your windows? The back windows are tinted. The front ones aren't. I don't like too much dark tint because I like sunlight. And that's why I also don't want to get a cargo van at this point because I like sunlight. I like vitamin D. I like having a sunroof. I like the drive of a Jeep or a car. I don't like the drive of a minivan or a cargo van. Um, Now, my next car, will I get darker tints? I mean, a lot of cars in Florida that they sell, they do automatically have darker tints. So I'm not against it. But at this point, I have no reason to just tint my front ones because even with the tint, you're going to need dark window covers. Tint does not eliminate the amount of light you need eliminated to sleep at night. Okay? For most people, for me, definitely not. Now, tint may give you privacy where people can't see in, but you need dark window covers so no light gets in. You want your sleeping quarters to be dark and quiet. That's what I've learned. Because you're going to learn that, when you're sleeping in a parking lot or a Walmart or even because they want you to see the sky. They want you to see the stars. That's part of camping. Um, but what I've learned in the beginning, especially you do rest stops, truck stops, you're going to need dark window covers. Even the campgrounds, I use dark window covers because you still see like in campgrounds, people got their RVs and they got outside lights and a lot of them got Christmas. You see that in the campground. They're not looking at you, but it's light coming in your car. You want that. You don't want light in your car. You want it to be dark, and you want to watch a little free porn, Catherine, just got to ride the wave till you get to solid ground. That's true. That's how you escape the riptide. Okay, you let it pull you out, and then you swim parallel and then back in shore. Good job, Catherine. The waves go to shore. You must be patient with yourself. That's so true. And I am impatient. I think most people are impatient. I think some people have the gift of patience more than others. But I get impatient with life. I get impatient with everything. And then I just get tired of it all. Oh, that's true. But you left an excellent comment. Good job. Queen, I'm doing fine. Good. Queen, gift emoji. Thank you, Queen. Gift emoji back to you. That's the type of gift I like. I don't have to go spend $150 at Walmart buying gift cards. And then people don't even, I don't know. When you're young, it's good. And it's not even about being cheap because I bought a lot of expensive gifts in my lifetime. And I always say if I give any man a tip, if you were trying to court a woman and give her gifts, nothing wrong with that, but may the gifts be inexpensive and thoughtful. If you're a man and you're trying to court a woman, let your gifts be inexpensive but very thoughtful. That's how you win over a woman, in my opinion. Sure there's women that want nice stuff, but look, at the end of the day, it's all disaster. Okay, I preach stay single for most people. But if you were in the game, if you were doing the Bill Bellamy, how to be a player, or whatever you're doing, inexpensive gift and very thoughtful. That's what you want. Carmen, hey Sam, good evening. Life can be real tough, but I believe you got to just duck your head down and keep moving. Well, Carmen, thumbs up emoji. I think that's a great way to look at life. Good job. Queen, what's that purple emoji? What is that? I don't even know what that is. Carmen, I love that you speak of Jesus, no hope without him. For me, yeah. I mean, for Murdad found peace being an atheist. There may be other people in here, different religions. So, I kind of knew a variety of people growing up, some Christian, some Jewish, some Muslim, some atheist, some Hindu, some Buddhist. To me, at this point in my life, I mean, for my own experiences, I've come to fully believe and accept, God and Jesus. But there's a certain part of it that, even when you have faith, it doesn't cure the hurt of life. It makes it a little bit better. And I know my mom has often told me, Sam, without faith, I'd want to end it all. But even when you have faith, I mean, you could end it all. I don't want to be disingenuous. Why did I end up believing in Jesus? Certainly part of how you grow up is part of it. But, to me, when I read the scripture of him standing in front of the prostitute and said, let he who has no sin cast the first stone, that's what sold me on him. Like, that's the type of God that I rock with. And so, I keep it very simple, just like they asked him, like, what's the essence of everything? Love God and love others. That's it. As best you can. And there's still, that's it. It's really like not that complex, but it still doesn't take away all the pain of life. Even Jesus, when he was dying on the cross, what did he say to God? Why did you forsake me? One of Jesus's last words was not, it was like, why'd you forsake me? Then I know he said, like, take my spirit. That was like maybe his last thing. But, uh, you know, it's tough. It's not easy. Reserved. You mentioned your mother struggles with her weight, yes? Has she ever made you feel guilty for losing your weight? No. I mean, there was a little struggle in the beginning because she couldn't accept that I didn't want to eat her food anymore. And for her, showing her love for me was expressing herself through giving me food. And there was a big fight there. But my mom, especially as we got older, uh, we have a great relationship where we don't try to control one another and we give each other space through years of maturity. So, no, my mom has been good in that manner. But again, we did fight when she didn't understand why I didn't want to eat certain food that I once loved. But that's a good question. I'm a traveling man. Oftentimes I feel like dancing. The rest of the time, I feel like singing. Well, damn, traveling man, you're a happy guy, man. And then he gave like a dancing and a music emoji. I'm happy that you're happy. When you're happy, I guess it does make people happy. That's good. Joseph, life is painful. That's true. We all go through forgive me if I said that name wrong. Perpetual change. I'm sorry. Ups and downs. Totally agree with that. But I'm grateful for my life and my accomplishments. Joseph, good job. I could be living in North Korea under tyranny. That's true. Gotta be thankful. You're right. We are free. Amen. No, I agree. Look, I push for America to be better because I think we can be better, and I show respect to every other part of the world because I'm sure there's plenty of regular people in North Korea that they're righteous, they're good, they're just in tyranny. It's hard for them to get out. So most countries, even countries that are horribly oppressive, you have to remember it's only like a couple percentage of people that are in power, but the regular people are just like regular people like all of us throughout the world. And so sometimes, like, you look at a country that's committing a lot of bad acts and you think like the whole country's shit, but it's really just a few people that are controlling it. Um, Most people are the same, but I am thankful. Look, America has been good to me as far as many aspects of life, opportunity and being able to move to different states. But everyone has different perspective on that. I can understand that. But overall, I would say I definitely agree. John, Sam, how's it going? It's going pretty good. How are you? And shout out to Joseph. Joseph's actually from Canada, I believe. So again, it's all relative to where you're from. I'm doing fine today. Good job, John. Getting cold again here in 38 degrees in upstate New York. John, good to have you as part of this channel, brother. Very glad to meet you, and I appreciate your positive vibes, brother. Catherine, lost 2 nephews this year. I'm sorry to hear that. I knew they loved me, and we need to see me, and they need to see me happy. They are where they are. I'm sure being with King of Man and his birthday is something to see. Love to you this week. Well, love back to you. I'm with you, and peace be with your soul. Rob, greetings, Nomad. Hey, Rob, and peace and New Year plans. Any New Year's plans? No. If I'm still in Florida, which I plan to be at this time, I'll probably be in a parking lot in Wawa and then a campground. New Year's Eve, I'll probably be sleeping by 10, 11 o'clock. I don't stay up late anymore. I did all the partying and stuff when I was young. I don't have a desire to anymore. I do get invited from time to time to different places, but I just like to be alone. Hard to explain, but that's how I feel. Annie G. Hey, Sam. Hey, folks. Glad I made it live. Good to have you, brother. Excuse me. I missed a day or two. That's okay, because I've been really pumping out extra hours at work. Well, the rat race of life. We work too much in America. I think that's true. I had a financial goal to meet and to get my license back. Well, good job, brother. I'm proud of you. There's season where you have to do that, and having your license, your driver's license, is a huge level of freedom. And I totally think it's worth the sacrifice. And even if you failed your test and you had to get it a couple times or you lost it, what's the grace of God? What's the grace of God? The grace of God is, you were pulled over one time and you could have got DWI and you didn't. The grace of God is you were driving when you shouldn't have been and you got away with it. I mean, the grace of God is, you could have gotten an accident and you didn't. There's been different times in my life where I said, that's the grace of God. But, you also still not happy with certain things. But the bottom line is, Andy G, I'm proud of you. You're putting in the work, and it's going to pay off. Having your driver's license is a huge asset. Rob, I'm from Queens, too. Oh, man, all right. We got 3 people from Queens, man. Good job. Gilbert, People act as though this is the best time of the year, but I can't find it. I can't find it. So much anxiety. Yeah, the last long after the event is over. It lasts longer than the event is over. A whole lot of crying ourselves to sleep. Yeah. Look, this is an emotional time of year. I know Gilbert has lost his mother. I know Gilbert has gone through different things in his life. And, it just feels like there's more pressure for you to be extra happy and for you to be around a family environment. And for most people, a family environment is not healthy. For most people, and even for the people that are blessed with a family, there's other things in their life that aren't good. So you're never going to have everything. And even if you have everything, it's not permanent. It's going to pass. Everything in this world is temporary. So you got to let go. You got to make the most of each day. And there's going to be moments where you cry. And that's part of life. But then you got to get out of that mode. I agree. Joseph, emotional diarrhea here. Well, I understand that. Annie G, I made my goal a few weeks early. I'm proud of you, brother. Next step, to get to the DMV. Forward, forward, forward. Yes, I'm not mad at you. Car emoji and thumbs up. You're doing great. Annie G, man, I know, like, when you came in here in the beginning of last year, I know you were in a dark place, man. At least that's what it felt like to me. And I'm proud of you for hanging in there, man. You earned it, brother. And I pray that all your dreams come true. That's what I want from everyone. I want everyone's dream to come true. What's my dream? At this point, my only other dream, again, will be to be financially wealthy, independent, just have this and other creative avenues as my main source of income so that I can just live on my own terms. Sometimes during the course of even like now, I have 4 days off, or now 3 days, because today's pretty much over. I still think about going back to work. Now, I'm thankful for a job because I'm blessed, but you think about it. And sometimes, like, yeah, why, like you're thinking about now, like, oh, I'll be back to work soon. I don't want to go back to work, but I want to be rich. Good job. I'm a traveling man. Yes, I'm one of those sickening with the F's. Are you so damn happy for? Look at traveling men getting pissed at people for being happy. Those are joy stealers. They can't be happy. So, you're talking about you're mad at people like that. I got you. They can't be happy, so they try to take yours. That's true, brother. That's why they are called trolls. Yep. Traveling van, that's why me and you are friends. Traveling van, me and you on the same page, brother, and that's why I got love for you. Joyride. Sometimes the truth of reality life is not easy to process, but every moment in our life is a gift. Well, Joyride, I appreciate that, brother. Sometimes I don't feel that, but I feel you and what you're saying. Sometimes I get pissed at life, man. Sometimes I get upset that my mom had me. I do. I really do. I said, that was selfish. I don't want to be here. Now, I can lie to you. Now, I'm not suicidal or anything like that, but I'm sharing with you. Like, sometimes that's how I feel. And sometimes I look at people who had kids. I said, these people are fucking selfish. I don't know why they're bringing children into this world. That's how I feel. But I know that there's a lot of loving people that really just want to raise a loving family. It's not their fault. And who am I to judge? But this is my opinion sometimes on how I look at life. And, it's just how I feel. The One Minds. I love your live streams. Well, I appreciate the encouragement. I'll take that, and I thank you. And the love's right back to you. Gilbert. At Gang of Youth. What part of Queens? Queens in here. Strong tonight. John. Instead of crying myself to sleep, I experienced the next related thing. What, free porn? And, anxiety to sleep over being jobless. Well, that's true. Now, I'm not even going to laugh at that. I've been there. Yeah, when you're jobless, yeah, you think it. Yeah, like I said, there's the top two things that keep people up at night that stress them out are relationships, and that's usually associated to crying, and then anxiety about work. Whether you have to go to work, you're thinking about it, or whether if you don't have a job, you're thinking about it. I totally feel you on that, brother. Apathy. Trump said Mexico was going to pay for it, and now he wants us to. Not good. Not good. Like, I know he said that he renegotiated the trade deal, and, like, they're paying for it maybe that way. But what are the details of the trade deal? No one knows. Do you know the details? I don't know the details. So all politicians are politicians, so I don't want to be disingenuous. But overall, the reason I like that Trump was different with regards to he spoke directly. And I hated Hillary Clinton because I knew she was a panderer. But I just voted based on policy. I agreed with Hillary Clinton's policy more. Not everything, but more. Trump, some good things, but most things I disagree with him. That's why I didn't vote for him. That's why I'm rocking him. But, it is what it is. Look, in a couple of years, society to get to vote again. and we'll see what happens. I'm going for Andrew Yang. Andrew Yang is running on a platform of two things: universal basic income, $1,000 for every citizen, and Medicare for all. Andrew Yang, Yang. Follow him on Instagram. You're right. The only thing that makes me sad is the degree to which human beings will screw you over. Oh, that's true. And feel no remorse over it. Yeah, some people have mental issues and they have no empathy as far as what you think they do. They don't. Like if you think you can talk lovingly to somebody and get empathy out of them, some people they're not. They're psychotic or they're just detached, like as far as like negatively. They're narcissistic, yeah, or psychopaths. Totally agree. Totally agree. I learned that lesson. Remember that most of society is compassionate, but there's a percentage of society that has no empathy, and they're all ego, and they're all narcissistic and wild and crazy. What should you do if you have a problem with them? Call the authorities, and if you're backed into a corner, you have a right to self-defense. Just remember, they're human like you. So even though like they're crazy, they can still get dropped. But so could you. You're human. John, I'm the temporary work has me feeling a little better ATT at this time. Okay. Temporary work. It's a little better than AT&T. Okay. Yeah. Well, I hope whatever's going on with the job situation gets better, man. Because I understand that. I'm a travel man. Truthfully, they are goals. I don't know what that means. Goals are the putrid, rotten dead that eat the dead. Damn. Traveling man getting in that ass. I hear you. Apathy. Trump has no empathy. Well, I totally agree with that. Scary. It is. You gotta have compassion because without that, you don't have a society. Then all you care about is making money, and you don't care about who gets hurt and who's struggling, and that's not good. I totally agree. Traveling man, you have to avoid those kinds of people. Joyride, you are better than hanging around the trash. Totally agree with that. The people you hang with play a huge part in your quality of life, and if you don't like anyone, hang with no one. Now that's what I agree. Apathy. I chipped my tooth and I eventually had to have it pulled. Okay, thank you for sharing that. So glad I got it pulled. Thank God for dental insurance. All right, brother. I hope I don't have to get my tooth pulled, but thank you for sharing your experience, Joseph. For me, politicians are all hypocrites. Well, I would say that's probably pretty accurate in most cases. Good job. Dylan. Hey, Sam. I hope things are going well for you, brother. Well, thank you. I hope for you too. I know you don't really like Trump, but I really do believe he is here trying to make this country great again. Take care and positive vibes, brother. Well, I love you. Look, I do have a few friends that voted for Trump. I have a few people in here that vote for Trump. I bash Trump a lot, and I don't like him, but I show you respect, and I don't want to, and I love you. And I love all my friends. I got some good friends that vote. I just don't rock with him. But I understand what you're saying, and I understand the value that he brings and the good things that he has offered. So I disagree with most of his policy, but we can love each other, respect each other, and disagree. That's fair. Tonight, one night, you may catch me fired up though, but I love you, Dylan. Thank you. Apathy. Universal basic income is coming when, what does that say, Beto becomes president in 2020. I don't know who Beto is, but Andrew Yang's running on it. It's going to happen. Italian Stallion. Hey, what's up, brother? 13 days till you head to Tampa Bay. Brother, if you can make it down here, man, I think your life would be better. I was talking to a friend today who moved down here. I wasn't talking to him. I saw him on social media. And that's what the statement he made was, I wish I would have came to Florida sooner. I think Florida's that good. I really do. Jacob. Hey, Sam. IGTG. Mom needs help with dinner. Oh, I got to go. Oh, okay. You have a good night. Well, you as well. I'll be on more next live. Love and respect, Jacob. Good to see you, brother. Thank you, man. Have a good time tonight. Gilmore. Traveling man. You gonna be in my neck of the woods? Italian Stallion? Yeah, the West Coast in the house. Love and respect. I like the East Coast of Florida. I'm a travel man. Key West has an ordinance against sleeping in your car. Okay, I didn't know that. So is Miami, I think. Or van. They will arrest you. Key West don't play. Travel van, good comment. I ain't going down there. Yeah, and there's not a lot of room to camp. AI Gaming. Hey, Sam. Hey, AI. Love and respect. Canada. Good to see you, brother. Happy holidays to you, man. Queen. What's that, Queen? Joker emoji? Joker? That's good. Queen. And I also cried after my mom passed. Well, that's understandable. That's definitely understandable. Love to you, Queen. And when I found out that I had a miscarriage, well, that's also understandable. Thank you for sharing, Queen. John, thumbs up on my end. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who watches this video. If you watched, If you watch this video, please take the effort to click it, the thumbs up button, and to share the video. I appreciate that. Thank you. Woohoo! What's up, brother? Sam. I do the same thing as you. You have a YouTube audience. I have a Twitch. Okay, Twitch is a. I've heard a lot of people use Twitch. I know it's mainly for gaming, but there's different people use it for different reasons. I'm a DJ. Okay. I enjoy being myself DJing. I'm not mad at that. To an audience instead of going out. That's a great way to do it. I'm an introvert. Yeah, and I think too, that's great, brother. Thank you for sharing. And I think Twitch too is monetized. So that's also another side hustle. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? So there's like, I know a couple friends that were DJs growing up. So believe me, when they DJ'd your house party, there was a fee. So like if you have a Twitch thing or a YouTube thing and you get paid with the ads, that's a blessing. You're doing a service, and that's great, man. You get to use your gift. You know, when you use your gift, you're a little bit happier in life. You cry less. YouTube has been a blessing to me in that right. Like if I didn't have YouTube and I just worked, there would be a void in my life, to be honest with you. And I'm thankful I'm to fill it with nothing crazy as far as like crazy relationships. Sound John. Hey, Sound John. Hey, Sam. Got me. Laugh out loud. I'm listening. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you leaving a comment. Not just, why, thank you. Thank you for everyone who leaves a comment. I'm listening. We all need to listen to some positive Sam. Well, thank you. Alcoholic stove, yeah. Yes, on many boats. Okay, yeah. Zacchaeus got an alcoholic stove. I never heard of them. Sound John. Couple more weeks, and then time really not coming back here. I ain't mad at you. Like I said, John, I don't care if you end up riding a horseback down here, or if you ride a horseback in New Jersey. Shout out to Colts Neck, New Jersey. A lot of horses there. I love you, brother, and I appreciate you. Yeah, gaming. Oh, Raleigh, North Carolina has a lot of tech jobs. Yeah, I think there's Google is in South Carolina, also in Georgia. Google's got a couple of spots there. They're not a main headquarters, but they got a couple areas. Now, look, there are jobs to be found all over, but that's true. Yeah, North Carolina has some. Zacchaeus. There's a lot of van dwellers in Silicon Valley. Well, definitely. That's the tech area. Housing costs are ridiculous, definitely. If you go there, you'll be in good company. No, I know. Thank you. I appreciate that, Zacchaeus. No, that's true. Now, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, though, right? Because then there's so many people that are doing it. Then it's like it may be too crowded to find a spot. You know, one thing I like about Florida is there's a lot of state parks, and there's a lot of parks that as far as do camping. Some free. You know, my only thing is now that I've kind of explored the areas, and I kind of like know where I like to be the most. So sometimes it's hard for me like to get out of the areas I like the most and go to different areas because I'm like, why am I going here? I don't even want to go there. But that's true. Dieter. Okay. Praise the Lord. Pack. What's up, brother Pack? I just shared your comment from last year. I shared it. I had saved on my phone. One of the first comments you left, and you had just shared your story. Your family migrating here from Cambodia. It's just a very beautiful comment. And it's one of the comments that sticks out in my mind in the beginning of my channel, and I appreciate you, brother. Pack Live, what's up, Sam? What's up, brother? Tell me something good, brother. You doing your lawn every day? What's going on for the holidays in Pack Live's family? Tell me, brother. I'm a traveling van. Who are you calling? Don't worry about him, traveling van. We're not even going to waste any energy. I got love for you, traveling van. Don't worry about it. Let it go, brother. You're going to be my Secretary of Defense when I become president, but we can't go to war over everything. We got to let it go. We got to let it go. I love you, brother. Joseph, Sam, this is why I'm still hanging on a home base. Okay. A small 650 square foot apartment. I'm not mad at that. A little bit big, though. You only need 250 square feet per person. I'm thinking of how much it will cost for RV parks, so that's a valid concern. I don't think I want to wake up in a Walmart parking lot. That's a valid concern. Now, look, you can rent RV parks as cheap as I saw $250 or $300 per month in Okeechobee, Florida. I was driving through Okeechobee, Florida, which is a big RV area in the middle of kind of like South Florida, below Orlando. And you can rent, now the RV parks may not be glorious. You can get them like $300 a month. You go by the ocean, they can go anywhere from $700 to $1,000 up. But I would say $700 per month is the cheapest in a decent area that you're going to get for an RV lot. The average is probably going to be between $800 to $1,000 a month. As far as in a nice area, with amenities. If you go into the middle of Florida with an RV, now I'm talking about RV, and you're not doing boondocking, then you can get cheaper, and that's where Okeechobee is, middle. And certainly if you go north Florida, inland, cheaper. It's all relative to location. That's what real estate is about. But $700 or $800 isn't bad if you already have excuse me, if you already have an RV. That's not bad, depending on your budget. But for some people, that is bad. So, um, Joshua, oh no, Trump is going to shut down the government. Which it was, good or bad. Yeah, I addressed it. Same thing happened to Barack Obama. So I got to be fair. But again, he said that Mexico is going to pay for it. They're not going to pay for it. U.S. taxpayers are. Um, and again, we're going to go $5 billion in debt to do it, or trillion, whatever it is. I'm okay with that. But then you also have to build an Ellis Island. You also have to make immigration easier for people who want to do it honestly, because not everyone can marry Donald Trump. Donald Trump married immigrants, and they were able to get their papers easier because he's a rich, powerful man. Not everyone has that luxury. So you have to have comprehensive immigration reform. Steve Jobs, his father was an immigrant from Syria. Albert Einstein, immigrant. Most people in Silicon Valley, the people who invented Google, one of the founders was an immigrant. Most people who migrate to this country, they have something valuable to add. Most people who are on welfare are white, second, third generation Americans, not foreigners. But most people don't want to look in the mirror. That's the reality of life. So, but I have no problem with us going in debt for a wall. But then where's the comprehensive immigration reform? Where's tax breaks for the middle class, not just corporations? Where's healthcare addressed? Healthcare, number one cause of bankruptcy. He hasn't addressed any of that. All he does is pander to his base, make people salute a flag, and pass corporate tax reform. I totally agree with all his policies. He's a hypocrite. They impeached Bill Clinton for sexual indiscretions in the office. Trump had the same ones as far as he paid off porn stars. He committed adultery on his wife. He committed adultery on his wife several times. Come on. So, you know what I mean? Like, they put all that energy into impeaching Bill Clinton. Then, hey, what's good for the goose, good for the gander. But bottom line is 2020, Andrew Yang. That's what I'm going for. Joseph, Toronto, Great White North. I'm a travel man. That's okay. We're not even going to do him. I love you, though, travel man. Thank you for your love. I appreciate that. Joseph, Sam, question. Could you retire on $600,000, or would you need at least $1 million to quit your job? Do whatever. Good question. It depends my age. Right now at 38, 600,000, it'd be risky. It'd be risky. So with 600,000, if that's after taxes, 250 I put right in a savings account. I would never touch. I think that's the max you can put in and be federally insured. Probably 100,000 buy a home base cash. And then play with the other 250. But you got to be careful when you play with stuff. Because if it doesn't pull an investment and you lose it, then you got to get back into the workforce. 38, I'd be on the edge. At this point, if I was 58, I would take that and run. It all depends on age is the main factor. I'm 38. So I would need a lot of money. Let's just say my budget's $3,000 a month if I'm paying for my own health care. If you pay for your own health care, it's going to be, if you're not subsidized, it's going to be about $500 per month. If you're single, no kids. So let's just say the average person, or you're going to need $3,000 a month. So what is that a year? That's after taxes. That's $36,000 a year. So 36,000 times 10, 360. So, that'll take you about 18 years. That'll give you, to live off of. If you never risked any and you just put it in the savings and you just spent it and you never got in capital appreciation. So 18 years, I'll be 48, 56? And then 56, I'd wake up and I'd have burnt through that if I couldn't make it work for me. Nah, I wouldn't be able to do that yet. I need $1 million at this point at my age. But I would be damn close. I'd be damn close. And I would take that. If you want to super chat me 600,000 right now, I'll do a video on I'll do a video on me retiring early. But if you're older than that, man, take that shit and run. That's my opinion. Joe, what's up, Joe? Hello, Sam. Hope you're doing well. Happy holidays, Joe. I appreciate that, brother. Good to see you, man. Peace emoji to you, brother. Thank you. Melissa, hey, Melissa. What's up, man? Hey, Melissa. And why? Bad go. Did you see Favre calling out? I don't even know who that is. I don't know enough about that to comment. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. Some type of attacks overseas. I don't know enough about it to comment. So I'll just be lying to you. Joseph, I voted for Trump because I could not vote for Hillary. I understand a lot of people told me that. But ironically, people I love and respect the most are liberals. Well, I appreciate that. Are Bono and YouTube and David Gilmour and Pink Floyd and Sam, etc. Well, I appreciate that. Love and respect. I got a lot of people I love that voted for Trump. Well, not a lot, but I got a few. And look, it's love and respect. As long as people treat me right, I mean, we could disagree, but you just have to be. I just have to be honest. There's going to be nights, and you have seen it, that I come here and I'm pissed because I totally disagree with certain things. Now, I can understand how people who voted for Trump, that hurts them and they don't want to hear that and they get out of here. So I understand, but I have to be me. So I can respect that other people voted for their own reasons and I understand those reasons. But just understand too, I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt people. Like if I come in here and I got to vent, I'm not directing it necessarily at people, but I'm pissed. But I appreciate you sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Academia, what's up, my brother from Spain, man, teacher. Uh, uh, Thanks for the video and good to see you live, brother. Good to have you, man. Good to have you. He's a teacher. I forgot what country, but overseas. Academia, man. He's got a couple of videos, man. And he's Academia, man. I'd love to see another video from you, brother. Because I've watched a few of your videos, man. They made me laugh. Academia fulfilled one of my life's goals. He called me a man whore. Am I a man whore? It's all debatable. But that was really inspiring when he made a video like about me, and he said, I forgot what he said, but all I remember is he called me a man whore, and I was like, yes, yes, it made me smile, man. I appreciate that, man. Yep. Gilbert. What part of Queens? Jamaica here. Oh, Jamaica, Queens? Okay. Apathy. Why no camping site tonight? Because my 2 weeks was up. So when your 2 weeks is up, you got to leave the campsite for 3 days and then you can come back or go somewhere else. I was looking at another campsite. I didn't go there because I just didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like committing, but I may go tomorrow and get a couple nights at a campground and then go back to the one I like the most. I mean, I kind of like go through cycles. Sometimes I feel like going to a campground. Sometimes I don't. And there's some campgrounds I like more than others. So sometimes when I'm in an area that I don't really like different campgrounds, I'd rather just free boondock at a Walmart or truck stop or rest area. Because I'm like, I don't know, I don't want to be tied down. But that's how it goes at most of the parks and everywhere, is that you can stay for 2 weeks and then you got to leave for 3 days and then you come back. Milano, what's up, brother? Sammy, what is the best area so far in Florida? I think Jupiter and Juno Beach are your best areas. Those are your best. Definitely Jupiter if you have a family, for school systems and hospital. But those are your best areas, in my opinion. Joseph, Sam, you the man. Happy holidays. Same to you. St. John, driving the Chevy cargo van back to Florida from New Jersey. Then it goes away back to St. John, South Florida coast with no luggage. For free. Yeah, look. Hey, there's a Walmart everywhere, especially down here in Florida. So don't worry about luggage, man. You don't need a lot of clothes. Like, it's a cold front. It's going to be back in the 80s next week, though. It's a cold front. I'm still wearing T-shirts, and I got one hoodie. You don't need a lot. I like that. That's why I don't even want to go back up north. I got to start wearing a bunch of clothes. I got to wear layers of clothes. I don't want to do that. Totally uninspiring. That'll make me cry to sleep. Queen, relationships, money, stress. I agree with that, Queen. Give me a money emoji and then a crying emoji, because that's what happens. And then a heartbreak emoji. And then a chipped tooth emoji. Damn it. Skinny Pop. Sound John. The heart takes you in strange directions. Yeah, I was thinking about you when I was crying. I was thinking about you with your wife and everything. For unseen reasons sometimes. Well, Sound John, I totally agree with you, brother. And you know I'm a big fan of yours, so don't worry. You do whatever you want, brother. You take your time. Sound John, you take your time, brother. I'm with you, man. Good job. Nicholas, what's up, Nick? Hey, what's good, Sammy? Hey, brother, good to see you. Positive, brother. Also another positive person I met. Thank Nick. Joseph, hypocrites include Trump. Thank you. I hear that. Thank you, Joseph. Joseph, Sam, You can get Medicare at 65. Yeah, you still gotta pay 20% supplemental. But you can, depending I think on your age. Yeah, 65 you can. Average life expectancy 78. So I believe in Medicare for all, no matter what age, so you can do more creative things and start your business. I have my own business. I was a small business owner, and what I can tell you is, healthcare costs are your number one burden, uh, and that's the big thing that holds people back from full timing their own creative endeavors. Um, and number one cause of bankruptcy. So, it's good that he's 65. I think he should be younger. I think Medicare for all. Andrew Yang 2020. That's what I believe. We're going to go in debt to build a wall. Let's go in debt for healthcare. Why would we go in a country in debt for a wall, and we're going in debt to give corporations more power? They're hoarding cash. And we got people over here that can't, that don't have healthcare, that don't have a universal basic income. Love and respect. Milano. Sammy, just let me try 600K. I'm not mad at you. I will let you know later. Milano, I'm with you, brother. I ain't mad at you. Milano voted for Trump too. I love Milano. Now, I was watching Traveling Robert's video. Now I know why. I didn't know Ronald Reagan had gave like an exodus bill to a lot of Cubans who were escaping persecution in Cuba. Did you see that? Traveling Robert's a Cuban brother down in Miami, and he had migrated over here, I think, in the 80s. And so that's maybe why a lot of people rocking with Trump, because because of what Reagan did. I didn't know that. Did you see that video, Milano? Gilbert, Sammy, I feel you got into a deep place we all hide from. Yep, at this time of year. And I respect you for that, and I thank you, man. Gilbert, I thank you. Yeah, look, I gotta share. There's gonna be times during this holiday break where you may cry yourself to sleep, and there's definitely gonna be times in life where you do that. How do you handle it? Well, if Joseph gives all of us 600K, we'll figure it out. Good job, Joseph. Sam, can you take 600K, go live in Bali? No, I'm not leaving Florida like a king. I know, by the ocean. Yeah, but I don't want to leave Florida. Florida's got the infrastructure, and Costa Rica. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Jesse Ventura tried to go to other countries, and other people did that. But then when they find out you got money, like, you know what I mean, they're going to hold you hostage. That's how they get down too. Like, those countries are cheap because there's not a lot of money floating around. Then when they find out you got money and you got 600K, they're going to come get you, and they're going to extort you. I want to live in Florida. I love Florida. I'm not leaving. Thank you, though. Yolanda, Sam, Smiley, good. Who's been crying? I used to cry. I cried today for about 1 minute. I've had a few therapeutic over the decades. Definitely over the decades. I couldn't even count how many times I cried. Not once have I woke up in continuance. Joy comes in the morning. Yeah, that's true. I make the most of it when I cry. I'm not mad at you, Yolanda. Good comment. Queen, have a great night. I'm going to bed. We outdid Queen tonight. Queen's usually here to the very end. Queen, we love you. Peace emoji to you. Apathy. Curious, Sam. Are the cops hard on the boondockers in Florida, especially where you are? I've never had an issue. I think I had a state trooper knock on my door once when I was in a rest stop off the turnpike. Only because I was doing it for more than 6 hours. But it was like at the rest stops, technically, and most of them, you can't sleep more than 3 hours. So the cop came and just knocked on my door and just said, look, you can't sleep here more than 3 hours. I'll let you sleep here for 6 because I know you're just traveling. But I don't really stay in one spot too long. Most of the time it is at campgrounds. So I've never abused it, but I had over the course of like the times I visited here and the times I've been here full time, I've had a knock on my door twice, both at rest areas and both by one by a security guard and one by a state trooper. Joseph, how about Destin Panhandle? Doesn't inspire me. Love and respect to that area, but I don't like Northwest. I don't like that. Not for me, but doesn't mean it's not magical. Shelly, just passing through and saying hello. Hey, Shelly. Take care. And a beautiful heart emoji. Thank you, Shelly. Apathy. Trump is going to be indicted. He may be. Look, they got Bill Clinton for less. They should get him, too. That's my opinion. Emtoff. Not that I don't wish negativity on anyone, but you got to be careful with seeds you plant in this world. You really do. Because, the energy you put out comes back to you. I don't like to see bad people happen. I don't like to see bad things happen to anyone. I really don't. But you definitely have to be conscious of the energy you put out there. You're not going to just bully your way and not come back to you. That's not healthy. And that's not good for us and our relationships around the world. It's not. I'm tough. The amount we spend on war and the wall, we could easily get $1,000 a month. I totally agree. Look, we're $21 trillion in debt. We went in debt for corporations. We print money. And the government bails out capitalism every 30 years when we go through a recession. So let's just do it. Milano, Traveling Robert. Yeah, it wasn't that video. It was a good video. I really enjoyed it. He is around the area and very nice guy. Do you know him? And very talented musician. Yeah, I like his songs, man. He's got that Cuban vibe. He's got a good voice. Yeah, I like parts of him. I liked his video, man, about like his journey, man, here to America, and then his journey just traveling. I like that video. Sometimes I don't like stuff, but I like that video. That was a good one. Joseph, Reagan was great. Well, the only thing I remember about the 80s was the crack era. But I can't say it's great. He upped Social Security for tax cuts too. He upped the age of retirement 2 years. And gave more wealthy people tax cuts. Not my favorite. Chad, they went to build a wall to keep people from getting in, but when the time comes, does that mean I can't get out? Chad, look, I believe in immigration reform, but for the honest people that want to come in, where's the help? Like, everyone can't marry Trump and get their papers quickly. So my grandparents migrated over here from Italy. So, and there was an Ellis Island. Ellis Island is now closed down. So where's the Ellis Island on the south border? We have to create that, just like our ancestors had that. Not good. Chat. Where's the red pill that wakes one up? I don't know. There's a lot of pills out there, brother, but they ain't waking people up. They're putting people to sleep, and that's what they want. Get out of this misery. I'm a traveling man. You get one complimentary red pill after a divorce. That's when I received mine. Traveling man. That's a comment of the night, man. That's a good job. Yolanda, you all right? You looking okay? I have to catch you tomorrow. I love you, Yolanda. What can you think about Tampa in Ancho? I don't know what that means. I love you, Yolanda. Heart emoji to you. I'm just getting tired now. Joseph, I'm voting for you, man. $1,000 a month. Well, damn. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. Somebody said last night, who said that? Because I was singing Maxwell Fortunate. They said, Sam, you're a politician, not a singer. Stop singing. Who said that? I can sing a little bit. Come on, man. Gilbert, I don't do the holidays. And the people I love can respect that. That's right. I agree with that. And that makes me cry. Well, they can't respect that. I don't like that. I like people that respect your privacy. But I have learned I have to respect me first. That's right. And most of all, that's right. Guess who showed me that? Cheers for you, Samuel. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Should I sing Maxwell Fortunate? Fortunate to have you, girl. I'm so glad that you're in my world. Who said I can't sing? Come on. Yolanda. And then she laughing with the heart. Good. All right. Somebody give me the glass shatter emoji because I just sang. But that's all right. All right. I'm tired. My contacts are getting fuzzy. I appreciate everyone who joined. We had some laughs. We talked about some serious stuff. It was just a light night, but I appreciate your company. I appreciate your viewership, and I appreciate your love. It's reciprocated. He says, saying, thank you. I appreciate that. Zacchaeus laughing. We're an alcoholic stove. I love you, Zacchaeus. Praise the Lord. I'm thankful. I appreciate you guys. George, that was me. I knew it was somebody. I love you, George. That's all right. I love you. We're going to find a position for you. Don't worry. I love you. John, get some sleep and rest. Yeah, I am. Pray for me, guys. I love you. I pray for you. Stay well. Try to keep positive. If you cry, just let it pass. Don't cry too long. Traveling Van, I love you, brother. Have a good night, guys.